Good evening. Thank you for joining me on my daily dose. I'm so encouraged every day just to be able to have the opportunity to do this program. I'm encouraged by those of you who contact me, whether it be through the website, Twitter, Facebook, other means of social media. And you let me know how encouraged you are, and that just keeps me motivated to keep on keeping on. As far as my health condition goes today has been overall a very good day. I've been having issues, my blood pressure and my heart rate, but that wasn't the case at all today. Everything was fine all day long. And so because of that, I was able to get out and do some extra walking. Now I say extra because most days I try to do between 1 and 1.2 miles a day, but today I accomplished 2 miles. 2 complete miles I was able to do today, and I did that because of the blessings God gave me, probably because of your prayers, I'm sure, but also because the nurses are very lenient with me. They let me walk to some places that not every patient gets to go. It gives me some new things to see, new places to go. As a matter of fact, one of the places I wandered to today goes right past some very large windows. And so I was able to see outside. I didn't get outside, but I was able to see it, and I felt as if I was enjoying the day, perhaps like some of you were able to do. And so I look forward maybe tomorrow. My wife and children are going to come by, and my mother will be here, I believe, in the morning, and they're going to take me outside, so that's going to be exciting as usual for me. But when we turn our attention from that, we always move on to spiritual things. And so tonight I'm going to discuss with you a passage. Again, it was one of those that I received in the car the other day that was an encouragement to the person who sent it. I know they said it was, but it is definitely an encouragement in my life. It's found in 2 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 3. Here the Apostle Paul writes and said, "Blessed be the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Father of mercies." Now watch the next phrase here. "And the God of all comfort." Now he goes on there in verse 4 and adds, "For who comforteth us in our tribulation, that we may be able to comfort them which are in any trouble, by the comfort wherewith we ourselves are comforted of God." And so what the apostle's saying here, and of course saying it by the inspiration of God, else he wouldn't say it, but he's telling us that God, that is God the Father, is the God of all comfort. And as one of my instructors in preaching school used to say, you can't get any aller than all. There's nothing any more in depth. There's nothing more extensive, if you will, or going to any farther distance in explaining something than to say all. And here the Bible said in verse 3, God is the God of all comfort. And friends, I know that I focused several times and mentioned that we do gain strength sometimes from individuals. We do gain strength from those who support us, those who uphold us. And I don't know how I would survive this life without that. But ultimately, as it is with all things, and our program always goes this direction, but it's the way the Bible teaches, everything goes back to God. We would have no comfort. We would have no peace. We would have nothing in this life that is of any pleasurable means if it were not for God. God comforts us. Now, why does he do that? Well, verse 4 told us that he comforts us even in our tribulation, that we may comfort others. And so I am so proud to be a child of God's. I'm so proud to be a member of the church because I understand that those who comfort me most, who are members of the church, are receiving their comfort from God, if they have it, and they're only giving it back to me. They're passing it on. As we say sometimes, they're paying it forward, and that's what we ought to do in life. You know, everywhere that we turn these days, we meet someone who's in a situation where they're struggling, where they're dealing with a difficult time. Maybe you're one of them, and if you are, I pray that someone at some point has comforted you. But if they have not comforted you with the words of God, if they've come to you and comforted you through their wisdom or through their thoughts or through their ideas, they've really been of little help. If they have not pointed you to the God of heaven, they've done you no favors. And so I pray that either you are the comforter, that is, you're comforting someone else, and we all ought to be. We're doing it through God's will, through his word, or that you're being comforted. And so we're able to reciprocate those things. It's a matter of sharing here. As a matter of fact, the Apostle Paul, when he wrote to the Thessalonians, another passage that come to mind with a word in it at least, it's found in 2 Thessalonians chapter 4 and verse 18. Now, Paul in the context has just got through telling them what he began in verse 13, that he did not want them to be ignorant concerning those which are asleep. Now, the word sleep there meant those who passed away. Apparently, the Thessalonians had gotten discouraged. They needed comforting. They were wondering what had happened to their loved ones who had gone on before Christ's return. Had they missed it? Were they going to be able to be a part of the resurrection? Well, the Apostle Paul, through inspiration, tells them the answers to that, gives them the answer, speaks of them being able to meet one another in the air in the day of judgment. A beautiful scene. But the last phrase there, verse 18 says, now comfort one another with these words. Friends, the Apostle Paul was doing nothing more in that day than doing what God commanded. The God of all comfort, the God that has all the ability to comfort us, uses his servants to do it. Now let me ask you something. Are you receiving comfort from God? And if so, are you pushing that comfort on someone else? Are you allowing someone else to find comfort in it? If not, why not? It's only your duty. I pray that you've been encouraged. This has been our Daily Dose.